The common trick in the book that perpetrators play on the victim is to get the guy, the poor soul, to move around, to change residences, to change places, thinking that he can get rest. And obviously in the process the guy loses money, he loses a lot of cash. So this trick was played on me as well, when I didn't know that I was a targeted individual. At this point, I had a freelancing contract with my current employer. I just resigned from them, and I was experiencing disturbances and hearing what I thought were neighbors at the time disturbing, saying a lot of stuff about me. So I was very unsettled, very stressed out. So at the point now I had experienced a lot of workplace mobbing. I was already stressed out. I had experienced a colleague sharing pornographic or videos of me watching porn in my own house. So I was really, really uncomfortable, and I was really confused, and I was really like, what's going on? The stress piling on all the time. So the first time that I wanted to really get rest and thought, let me just catch my breath here, I went to a hotel for 2 days, and they actually fooled me. When I went to the hotel, I could sleep without a problem for 2 days, and they were sort of conditioning me to think that if you go to a hotel, you pay a lot of money to sleep there, we're not going to disturb you, and that's your hideout, that's your little place to hide away from us. The 2 days went by and I realized actually I'm going to run out of money here. I obviously can't afford a hotel every day. So let me actually try and rent out a cheaper place somewhere else. I did. I went and paid. I think I booked the place for about 5 days. And as soon as I got into the place, that's when they started attacking me. I mean, they saw that I had already spent a substantial amount of cash by then. They started attacking me with voice to skull. Of course, I didn't know it was voice to skull by then. I thought it was them, again, the same voices, the same people, the same stalkers who happened to be next door. I lasted about maybe a few hours in that place. It was actually getting to be night time at the time. And I heard the voice of somebody else that was clearly my colleague, a female colleague of mine, making fun, laughing at me. And, they made it sound like this colleague was on the corridor, like making a lot of noise. They also made it sound like my neighbors were saying, you're not welcome here, you're not wanted. They were saying things like, go live with your mom, and it all sounded convincing. It all sounded like it was really happening. All the voices that I was hearing, they were really there. But obviously it's a trick they're playing again to get me out of that apartment that I just rented out. And mind you, I just paid for 2 nights in a hotel, then I'm renting out another place for 5 days. I just paid for it to get me out of that place, to set me up, to go back into my other apartment where they know they now have me trapped, or have me sort of convinced that I can't go anywhere. I can't run, or I can't. That's not the place where I'm going to be getting help or getting rest, at least. So the point here is that it's a trick. It's a common trick. They play it on all the victims. I mean, all the victims will tell you that they thought they could run away to another place, and they find that the stalking follows them. But this was done all using voice to skull, and I obviously now understand the perpetrators weren't actually there, and also understand that the play or the trick or the sequence of events was to get me to lose money.